Um, I decided I might do some read-along kind of things where I narrate and read. This would be a good kid thing. You know what? Okay, let's get started. Yes, I wrote their names on the sides. Because when you're a kid, you want to do that. See? Look at my handwriting back then. It looked like crap. Oh, I'm pretty sure anything I post of Lilo and Stitch is gonna be big. It's because of him. You know it. You know it. 2002. Yip yippee. It was getting kind of fuzzy there. Here we go. So you can see the full thing. And then here, in special little parts, so I will look at. Okay. In a far-off galaxy, an alien scientist named Jumba had created a strange creature called Experiment 626. Because 626 was always destroying things, he was being sent to prison by the Grand Councilwoman, but 626 managed to escape. Now 626 was headed for Earth. The Grand Councilwoman sent Jumbo and Pleakley, another alien, on a mission to capture 626 and bring him back. Meanwhile, on Earth, a 5-year-old Hawaiian girl named Lilo was also on a mission. She was feeding a peanut butter sandwich to a fish named Pudge. Down here would be Pudge. There. That don't even look like the one from the movie. How is it yellow? It looks like it's got a disease. Oh, sorry. Lilo thought it was very important to do this because she believed Pudge controlled the weather. Unfortunately, Lilo is now late for a hula class. Dance lesson. Yeah, I got that wrong. Anyway. Stare at the picture as I narrate. Lilo rushed into her dance class. See, I was right. Dripping water on the floor, her classmates began to slip and slide. "Stop, stop," cried the hula instructor. He asked Lilo why she was late and wet. The little girl tried to explain about Pudge. "You're crazy," said Myrtle, one of Lilo's classmates. Lilo pounced on Myrtle. The instructor quickly pulled them apart. I quickly turned the page. Isn't that right, bud? Yeah, yeah. The instructor called Lilo's sister, Nani, to take Lilo home. Nani? One second. There we go. Nani was Lilo's only family, but when Nani arrived, Lilo had already left. Nani panicked because a social worker was arriving this afternoon to decide whether Lilo could continue to live with Nani. But Lilo already at home listening to Elvis Presley music. She was sad because none of her classmates wanted to be her friend. And now wait for part 2. Lilo was so upset, she locked her sister out of the house. Nani was still trying to get in when the social worker, Cobra Bubbles, arrived. Once inside, the visit went from bad to worse. Cobra told Nani that she had 3 days to prove that she could take care of Lilo properly. Otherwise, Lilo would be taken away. Later that evening, Nani and Lilo were talking in Lilo's room. Suddenly something lit up the sky. "A falling star!" Lilo shouted excitedly. She pushed Nani out of the room. Lilo wanted to make a wish in private. But Nani still listened as Lilo whispered, "It's me again. I need someone to be my friend. Maybe send me an angel, the nicest angel you have." But what Lilo had really seen was 626's spaceship crashing into Earth. 626 stepped out of the smoking crater. He cackled with delight. He headed down a dark road, only to be run over by some trucks and knocked out. When he woke up the next morning, none the worse for fear. The indestructible 626 found he was in an animal rescue home. Before long, he realized Jumbo and Pleakley were after him. That same morning, Nani and Lilo went to the animal rescue home to find a pet. Nani hoped it would cheer Lilo up. When Lilo came in, 626 tried to look as much like a dog as he could. Lilo was his only way to escape from Jumbo and Pleakley. So he hugged Lilo and won her heart. "What is that thing?" Nani cried when she saw 626. "A dog, I think," the rescue lady answered nervously. Despite Nani's protest, Lilo adopted a new dog and named him Stitch. View of that thing. How? Meanwhile, Jumbo and Pleakley were watching as Nani and Lilo left with Stitch. Jumbo wanted to capture 626 right away, but Pleakley reminded his partner they could not be seen. "We have to blend in," Pleakley told him. After Nani left for work, Lilo tried to teach Stitch to fetch, but Stitch was not interested in being trained. Lilo ended up fetching for Stitch instead. Then Lilo bought 2 snow cones. Stitch ended up dumping his on the head of a small dog. And Stitch was not exactly what Lilo had expected. Dressed like tourists, Jumbo and Pleakley were nearby watching Stitch. They were waiting for their chance to capture him. Later that day, Lilo and Stitch sat in the restaurant where Nani worked. Or Nani, however you want to say it. Lilo finished drawing in her sketchbook and held it up to Stitch. "This is you," she told him. "This is your badness level. It's unusually high for someone your size. We need to fix that." Look at that cake. Jumbo and Pleakley were also sitting in the restaurant. They lured Stitch over to the table while Jumbo grabbed Stitch and tried to place his alien handcuffs on the creature. Stitch opened his mouth wide and swallowed Pleakley's head. Nani had to dump a pitcher of iced tea on Stitch to make him let go. When the restaurant owner found out that Stitch belonged to Nani, he pointed to the door. "This is not working out," he told Nani. Nani and Lilo took Stitch home. "This is a great home. You'll like it a lot," Lilo told Stitch. She gave him a pillow so he could sleep on the floor, and Stitch shredded the pillow. Then he went to the kitchen where he had made another mess. Nani had had enough. She grabbed Stitch, saying, "We have to take him back." Yeah, I'm good with the Stitch stuff, so that's why I did that. "He was an orphan. We adopted him," said Lilo. "What about Ohana?" Nani stopped. Their father had taught them about Ohana. "Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind." "Or forgotten. I know," Nani said, sighing. Stitch jumped from Nani's arms, and he and Lilo went to Lilo's room. Stitch climbed into Lilo's bed and found a photograph of her family under the pillow. "Be careful with that!" Oh, there's no Lilo. The picture was all she had left of her father and mother, and she snatched it back and slipped the precious photo back underneath her pillow. So Stitch amused himself with other things in Lilo's room. He built a model city, and then, well, destroyed it. In the middle of the night, Stitch woke Lilo and showed her a picture in a book he had found. "That's the ugly duckling," Lilo yawned. "See? He's sad because he's all alone and nobody wants him." Lilo pointed to another page. "And on this page his family hears him crying and they find him. He is happy because he knows where he belongs." Stitch took the book and crawled into the bed Lilo had made for him. The next morning, Cobra Bubbles paid a visit to them. "Heard you lost your job," he told Nani. But before Nani could explain, Stitch whacked Cobra with a book. As he left, Cobra told Nani that she had to get a new job if she expected to keep Lilo. To Lilo, he said, "And next time I see this dog, I expect it to be a model citizen." Yeah, like expect that to happen. So Nani set out to find a new job with Lilo and Stitch in tow. First, she went to a local grocery store. While Nani spoke to the owner, Lilo tried to teach Stitch to behave. "Elvis Presley was a model citizen," Lilo explained. "I've compiled a list of his traits for you to practice. Number 1, dancing." Unfortunately, their dance routine knocked over the owner, so Nani did not get the job. And this is the whole scene. Ah.